this is a good way to learn if you can do it. For sure, the way not to learn vocabulary, and what most Korean students do and what the academies do, I think, is the following. They hand you this list and they say, look up these words and memorize them. I was talking with two students yesterday who are going to the States in January and who are going to some academy. They have to look up and try to memorize 150 words in 1 week. Well, useless. Absolutely a waste of time. I know that Dr. Shin agrees. I've seen his list of words with many definitions. No student could memorize those in the first place, and in the second place, even if the student did, I think the student would have very little. So this is the way. Listening to a definition, listening, and an example. You must have a sentence, hopefully good sample sentences, hopefully. First word, collaboration. Collaboration, a noun, means cooperation, working together. Dr. Shin and I are in collaboration in our various projects. Collide is a verb, to crash. Two cars collided on the highway. VI. Colonial is an adjective form for colony. Colonial means having to do with colonies. Colossus is a noun. It means giant. And it's used figuratively. Sometimes he is a colossus in the field of nuclear physics or something, a giant. Combatant is a noun. The two combatants entered the arena, fighters. Community, of course, is a noun. The American community inside Daegu, or a group of people who live together and have close contact. Large group, usually. To commute is a verb. Many people commute from Suwon to Seoul every day, that is, travel to Seoul to work and then go back to Suwon, say, to live. Compel is a verb. It means to force. He compelled me to eat his cooking. Compensation is a noun. It means basically payment. Not necessarily money either. He broke my leg. In compensation, he, I don't know what, gave me money, but gave me a car or something, I don't know. Competent is an adjective meaning able to perform a task. A competent teacher, opposite of course, incompetent. Compilation is a noun. It's an accumulation of things. Not usually in a pile. For example, a book is a compilation of evidence even about something that someone wants to prove. Complementary, really we need complementary here also. Complementary is having to do with a complement. The two of, oh, I must have skipped one. That's okay, I'll go back. Compliment, a compliment is a nice observation. Oh, you look very nice today. Complimentary is an adjective meaning having to do with saying something nice. A complimentary remark. Complacent, which I skipped, very important. Adjective meaning self-satisfied. Complacency is the noun form. Good, important words, certainly TOEFL words and SAT. More than any so far. Complacent, remember, he was complacent about his performance. Complacent is not good. Too self-satisfied. Composure is a noun meaning not losing control of one's temper or one's emotions. He maintained his composure under pressure. Compressed, Past participle, compressed means pressed together very tightly. Compressed food even as possible, fruit. Compulsory is an adjective, meaning required. Some courses are compulsory, required. Some courses are electives, the opposite in a university, say. Concave, concave, convex. Concave means collapsing in, like an indentation, like a hole, a hollow. Convex is the one that goes up. Conceal, concave is an adjective. Conceal is a verb, to hide. He concealed his displeasure. Conciliatory, good. A conciliatory remark, two people have a disagreement, but the one person says, or both say, well, you may be right, or maybe I'm wrong. This is a conciliatory gesture or remark. In other words, in the spirit of avoiding confrontation, avoiding a disagreement or a quarrel. Usually someone has to be a little conciliatory, especially between friends or spouses or something like that. Concurrent, good word. Concurrent adjective means literally running along together, but concurrently we are teaching you Hamlet and the Iliad and grammar and vocabulary, concurrently, running along at the same time, happening at the same time. Confection is something put together. The word is used in cooking, bakery, but it's even used sometimes in making clothes. Literally it means making something from various elements. A confection. Confide is a verb. It means to entrust someone. If I confide in you, I tell you something that I don't want other people to know, but I trust you. I have confidence, confide, confidence in you. I tell it to you confidentially, the next word, meaning I expect that you will not tell other people and betray the confidence. Betray my confidence. Good. Definitely TOEFL and SAT. Confusion, literally it's a mixture of things, but it's a jumble, disorderly set of phenomena. Confusion. On the other hand, my confusion refers to my mental disorder. That is, because of my confusion, I made a terrible mistake. Congenial. Good word. Adjective. Congenial basically means friendly, kind even. But a climate can be congenial. Kindly, gentle, mostly. To conjure is a verb. To conjure something up, usually. To conjure up images of horror movies. That is, I tell you a story. I tell you the plot of Blair Witch Trial or something, and by my words, you are able to conjure up, or I conjure up for you, these images that are in your head, and you are frightened even as you listen to me. Connoisseur, French word, pronounced connaisseur, despite the O-I in there, which is really connoisseur. It's based on the French verb connaître, which means to know. A connoisseur is, and in English connoisseur, kind of, close, is a person who knows some field very well. A connoisseur of poetry, a connoisseur of cooking, a connoisseur of wine is a person who knows, an expert. Consecutive means happening without any interruption of other things. For example, the Samsung Lions won 13 consecutive games early in the season last year. To consent is to agree to not disagree. He consented. The boy asked his parents if he could go downtown today, and they consented. They said, okay. Consequence, good, hard word really. The consequences of actions are, one must deal with or accept the consequences. If one is going to steal, or one is going to do something reprehensible or illegal, one had best be ready to, check that out, had best be ready to accept the consequences. That is what will naturally follow. Maybe one will be caught, maybe not, but in any case there will be consequences, at least mental consequences. Consequently is always followed by a comma. Consequently means as a result. He became confused, semicolon, try it out, y'all. He became confused, semicolon, consequently, comma, he committed a terrible error. As a consequence, as a result. To console is a verb which means to comfort. His friends consoled him after the death of his father. To comfort. Conspire is a verb meaning to plot together. They conspired in a conspiracy, noun, the noun. They conspired to blow up the White House. Constitute is a verb. It means to make up. The various, the 58 states constitute the United States. Make up, form together. Constitution is normally the document which is the basic law of a country. But constitution also refers to one's health, the state of one's health. He has a strong constitution, meaning he is very healthy, resists sickness, does not often get sick. Contagion, almost the opposite. Contagion of some disease, more normal is the adjective contagious, but the contagion of some disease is the ease with which other people catch that disease. Contagion not often used. Good word, though. Contained, naturally it's past tense or past participle of contain, but contained as a past participle, that is, what shall we say? Some country becomes aggressive, but the other countries contain that country's aggression. That is, make it impossible for the country to attack anybody. Thus, that aggressive country is contained. Contaminated, polluted. You understand. Contaminated water, many things can be contaminated. Contest is a noun, but to contest is more interesting. A contest, I think you know, but to contest some decision, especially in law, is to question it, to disagree with it. He contested the judge's verdict in the trial. Contour is kind of the outward form of something, the contours of the human body or the contours of almost anything. The outward form, round, square, soft, undulating, or straight, flat, hard. Contractor is in business a person who especially makes contracts with someone